Hi, second grade. It's Mr. Sachin back with another lesson on graphs. I hope you had a fun time with me yesterday and you're excited to get back into it. All right, so we're going to start with our thumb counting again. Remember, if the thumb is up, right, we're going to count up like 1, 2, 3, 4. And you remember what the thumb down means? Right, you count down. So we're at 4, so we go down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, so it looks like we've got it. Okay, we're going to go with some bigger numbers today. We're going to start at 70. I know. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way up, right? Okay, so ready? Start at 70. 70. Remember, I want your participation. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 77, 78, 79. After that is 80. Very good. 81, 82, 83, 84, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 88, 89. Next is 90, 91, 92, 93, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Then next we have the big one, 99, 100. Very good, 100. Nice. 99, 100. 99, 100. All right, good job on this counting. All right, give yourself a little pat on the back, a high five in the air. Okay, and we're gonna do a little activity that we started yesterday. You might remember these from yesterday. So let's work on, right, our addition and subtraction facts here. So we can say, right, if we start with subtraction here, that 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. Now, an addition problem that's just like this one is 6 plus 4 equals 10, right? We said 10 minus 6 is 4, or 6 plus 4 is 10. Now, what's a different subtraction problem I can use here? I'm going to start with 10 again. Instead of 10 minus 6, I'm going to do 10 minus 4. 10 minus 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm left with 6. Right? 10 minus 4 is 6. Now, what is another addition problem I can write? Very good. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Here's our next one. 8, 3, and 5. What's a subtraction I can do? Shout them out. Right? Maybe some of you said 8 minus 3 equals 5. Now tell your partner really quickly, what's that related addition plus equation? 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Great. Now, what's a different subtraction problem I can write? Instead of 8 minus 3, I can do 8 minus 5 equals 3. Very good. Now, how about a different addition problem? Instead of 3 plus 5, I can do 5 plus 3 equals 8. Nice work. Okay, we have 13, 7, and 6. What's a subtraction problem? 13 minus what equals what? Okay. Yes, 13 minus 7 equals 6. If I make this addition, I can say 7 plus 6 is equal to 13. Now tell your partner, what's a different subtraction? What? 13 minus what? Yep. Exactly. 13 minus 6 is equal to 7. Now, how about an addition problem? Good, right? 6 plus 7 equals 13. Great job, guys. Okay. Have 11, 8, and 3. A subtraction problem is 11 minus 8 equals 3. How about addition now? Great. 8 plus 3 is equal to 11, right? 8 plus 3 is 11. Now, a different subtraction is 11 minus 3 is equal to 8. Very good. And how about an addition that's just like this one? Right? 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. Nice work. Nice work. We got one last one to do. At 15, 9, and a 6. Let's start with subtraction. I'm going to do 15 minus, which one should I do? Let's do 9. 15 minus 9 is equal to 6. Now let's do addition. 9 plus 6 is equal to 15. Great work. Now a different subtraction problem would be 15 minus 6 is equal to 9, yes. And it's an addition problem. 6 plus 9 is equal to 15. Very good, second grade. Awesome work. Now, yesterday we were looking at graphs just like this one, right? Maybe you remember this from yesterday. The title says favorite subject. We have reading, writing, math, and science. And the most important part might be the key, which tells us that each check mark here stands for one vote. Now, which one is the most popular subject? Tell your partner, which one is it? Yeah, it's math, right? How do you know? Please tell your partner how you know math is the most popular one, right? Go math. Why is it the most popular one? Yeah, you might have said that you can see it has the most check marks, or it looks like the tallest one, right? Yeah, definitely math is the most popular. Looks like writing isn't that popular. Okay, now what do you notice about this new graph here? This still says favorite subject. I still see reading, writing, math, and science, but it looks a little different. What's so different about them? Yeah, it's kind of like sideways, right? Let's kind of look at it like this, maybe. How can I tell that math is the most popular one here? Yeah, it's kind of the longest one, right? Goes the longest. It wasn't the tallest one like we saw on the first graph here, but it is the longest one, right? So even though our orientation or direction is a little, right, switched up, it's still the same information. It tells the same story, right? And so we're going to kind of do a little bit of work with sideways graphs today, right? And another thing we can do is that instead of check marks, we can just color them all the way through. We kind of did a little bit of this yesterday, right? But we don't need to use symbols. We can just color them, and it means the same thing. You might notice here, if you're paying attention, that there's numbers, right? Instead of a key. We don't need a key here because I can see that this is 1, 2, 3, right? It's fully labeled, right? So we're going to work on adding some labels today too. Notice that it always starts at 0. It's very important that we start at 0 here. Okay. So please get out your workbooks and open to page 11. Open to page 11, which looks like this. Got a little magnifying glass again. And we're gonna be working with some Tic Tacs again today. Now, I ate a couple yesterday, so I have a little bit fewer Tic Tacs today. I was a little bit hungry, and these work really delicious. So I have fewer Tic Tacs. Okay. But let's work on building this graph together. We're going to start with our title. What might it be a good title here? Yeah, we can use the same one as yesterday. Tic Tac flavors. Make sure you're doing this with me, please. T-I-C, T-A-C, and then flavors is F-L-A-V-O-R-S. Tic Tac flavors. Now let's label our different flavors or colors, right? So we have red, R-E-D. We have orange, O-R-A-N-G-E. Yellow, Y-E-L-L-O-W. And green, G-R-E-E-N. Green. Now, like I pointed out earlier, the one big difference is that there's no key, but there are these labels here. So we're just going to label this by 1. So we're going to count it by 1. So 1, 2, 3, and go ahead and label the rest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next is 10, and then we have 11. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Great. Now, one by one, let's start coloring in these boxes. So for red, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to color in 7 of my boxes. Now, I don't want this to turn into a coloring class, so let's just do these a little bit quickly, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now notice that my line, or my bar, we're going to call this a bar here, goes all the way down to the 7, right? So I know by looking at my red line down to the number that I had 7 red Tic Tacs, right? That's how I'm going to read this. It's red color, red flavor. I had 7 of them. How about the orange? I have 1, 2, 3 orange. So I'm going to color in 1, 2, 3, all the way until the 3 line right there, because I have 3. Yellow, I only have 2. These were quite delicious, so I had a lot of them yesterday. 2 yellows. And greens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to color, missed one, 6 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the 6th one. Okay, so these labels tell me the flavor or color. These labels tell me the number of Tic Tacs. So by looking at this, I can see I had 7 red Tic Tacs, 3 orange Tic Tacs, 2 yellow Tic Tacs, and 6 green Tic Tacs. And this label is nice because I don't have to count each one. I can just go to the last one and go down to see that it is 6. Okay, my Tic Tac flavors. Good. Now let's turn to the next page and we can get a little bit of practice answering some questions. Okay, so this graph's title says our birthdays, right? And there are some spring birthdays, summer birthdays, fall birthdays, and winter birthdays. Okay. And This might be the number of students that have each birthday, it looks like. Okay, so question 1 says, what is the title of this graph? Let's all point to the title in 3, 2, 1, point. Good, right? Our birthdays. Let's write down that title. B-I-R-T-H, the days, D-A-Y-S, birthdays, right? Because there's more than one birthday. Our birthdays. That's a nice title that tells me exactly what this graph is about. Question 2 says, how many seasons are there? Now, please point to where my seasons are in 3, 2, 1, go. Those are my seasons. So I have how many seasons? 4. Very good. Which season has the most birthdays? Which season is it? Point at it. The most birthdays in 3, 2, 1, point. Very good. Winter, right? That's the longest bar, it looks like. Much longer than some of the other ones. So winter has the most birthdays. And which season has the fewest or least number of birthdays? Fewest. Point at it in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, looks like fall only has 2 birthdays, right? I can count 1, 2, or go down and see that it is 2. Fall birthdays. Right, and this graph can tell a story about this made-up class. We could also make a graph with our class, right? So raise your hand if you have a spring birthday. Nice. I'm a spring birthday too. I'm born in April. How about summer birthdays? Right, you get to enjoy the beach, have summer vacation. Raise your hands. Summer birthdays. Nice. How about fall birthdays? See the leaves changing. Maybe a little pumpkin spice latte, a little Halloween. Whose birthdays are coming up soon? Cool, awesome. How about winter? Enjoy the hot cocoa, right? That your grandma might make. A little Christmas time birthday, snow birthday. Nice, a lot of you out there. Cool, right? So this graph, remember, these can tell some stories for us. Okay, now it's time to get a little bit of practice in them. So turn to our next page. Okay, that says fruit we like. So we're going to make a bar graph about the fruit we like. So what would be a good title here? Maybe discuss with your partner for a second. What would be a good title to put? Yeah, so maybe you could put favorite fruit or fruit we like, right? I'm going to put favorite fruit. So make sure you're a little bit specific here. Favorite fruits. Good. Now let's take a moment to label this. Right, so what might go on these 4 lines using this data? Okay, maybe we can pause the video here for a second and you can write down what goes here. All right, go ahead. And maybe when you finish, you can check with your partner to see if you wrote the same things. Okay, so you should have labeled them with the 4 fruits, apples, bananas, grapes, and pears, right? Now, if you had them in a different order, that's okay too. They don't have to go in this order. It looks like it's alphabetical, but these can be in any order you want. Okay, now what goes down here? Okay, work on this with your partner for 1 second. What goes down here? Okay, so you should have labeled them with your numbers 1 all the way to 11. Make sure you're going in correct order. And now it's time to start filling in our graph. So starting with apples, we can see that 5 people like apples, right? So I can see 5 is up to here. So I'm going to color in my 5 boxes. And I stopped right where it says 5. Now, with your partner, checking with them, please fill in your graph for bananas, grapes, and pears. Okay? Please do that. Okay, and your graph should look like this. Bananas, grapes, pears, and apples. Now, what is the most popular fruit? What is it, everyone? What is it? Yes, bananas, bananas, right? Those are the most popular one. How about the least popular one? Yeah, pears. I like pears. Pears are great. A little cinnamon on them, right? A little honey. Pears are awesome. You get them at lunch sometimes. I loved eating all those pears down there. Okay. I think my favorite is also going to be bananas because I eat them every morning, right? But it tells me a little story about this group of people that were surveyed that answered the questions. Okay. Now let's turn to the next page. And we're going to talk about sports. Raise your hand if you like sports. Yeah, my hand is up, right? I love sports. I think my favorite might be basketball, right? I was doing a little coaching. And I also love soccer and baseball. I used to swim too, right? These are awesome sports. Maybe we can also have volleyball up here, right? Would be cool. Or karate would be a cool sport to have here too. Well, we got some questions that I want you answering. Okay. So let's do this first one together, and then I'm going to give you some time to answer questions 3, 4, and 5. Question 2 says, what is the title of this graph? What's the title? Yeah, it's sports we like. Sports we like. Because that's what this graph is telling me, right? It's telling me how many people like the different sports. And now we have 3 more questions to answer. It says, how many sports are on the graph? Which sport got the most votes, right? Most. And which sport got the fewest votes or least votes? Now, let's take 3 minutes here and let's work with your partner on answering these questions. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Now, I need some help with these ones. Okay, how many sports are on the graph? Who can tell me that? Yeah. Great. There's 4, right? 4 sports on the graph. Swimming, basketball, soccer, and baseball. Now, which sport got the most votes, right? Which was the favorite one? Absolutely, it's soccer, right? Look at how long this bar is. I think maybe if we did a survey in this class, the result might look a little similar to this. Now, which sport got the fewest votes? Which sport do people not like too much? Yeah, it looks like baseball. I love baseball. This makes me a little bit sad. But baseball did get the fewest votes. All right. So whether we're talking about birthdays or fruit or sports, right? We can use these graphs to tell these wonderful stories, right? We always want to pay attention to a couple of things though. The title, because that tells us what the story is. These labels, right? Because those tell me how many people like the different things. And then we can compare them properly, right? Now, remember, yesterday we had a key on some of these graphs, right? That each box means 1 vote. Today we have labels instead with numbers. They do the same kind of thing, right? They help me, give me a clue to understanding this story a little bit better. Okay, now it's your time by yourselves to make a bar graph, just like we've been doing all day. And instead of sports, we're talking about games that we like. Okay. So remember that you're going to make a title, label the 4 bars, color them in, and write down your label down here, right? You can look at the other examples that we already worked on to help you out in making this, right? But let's try your best, right? You've done an amazing job yesterday. You're doing an amazing job so far today. So try your best with this, right? When you're done, make sure that you write your name, not my name, but your name. And then you can very carefully tear this out and hand it in to your teacher. Maybe you can draw or read while you wait for your other classmates. But remember, there's no talking. If you have a question, please raise your hand, right? But you're going to have 10 minutes to go over to work on this by yourself, all right? And we'll go over answers once everyone is done. All right, good luck, guys. All right, so great job on turning those in, right? Very excited to see those tonight when those get sent to me. But let's go over our answers to this. Okay, so for your title, maybe you put favorite games, or you just write down games you like. That works too. Keep it simple. And then the 4 games were tag, love tag, kickball. I used to play that every day when I was in 4th grade. Jump rope. It's a little bit hard for me, but it's a good exercise. And hide and seek. That's a fun one too. And remember, your labels should be numbers, and make sure that you have 1 number on each line. 10, 11. And this is going to help the person reading your graph understand it better. And we're coloring it in. Let's make sure that we base it on the data here, right? So tag gets 4 votes. Kickball got 7. 7 votes for kickball. Jump rope. Whoa, jump rope is popular. Got 10 votes. Maybe a little double dutch, right? Could be fun. And then hide and seek. Really? Only 3 people like hide and seek? That's crazy, right? But your graph should have looked something like this, okay? But I'm looking forward to seeing those, right? And seeing how y'all are growing, improving, and seeing what we can improve moving forward, right? So that's the kind of the end of the lesson for today, right? Y'all did wonderful again. I don't know, this just means we're one day closer to seeing each other on Friday, so I'm super excited about that too. But yeah, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and make sure that you are practicing your math wherever you go, right? Practice your math at home, and I'm looking forward to getting to learn some more math with you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, 2nd grade. Bye. Have fun.